This is Jackie Tan, and today I'm going to teach you how to tie an overhand knot, and I'm going to teach you several applications for an overhand knot. Supplies you need. You will need a piece of rope or heavy string, and you will need an item with a hole in it that your rope will pass through, like this paintbrush handle. To get started, an overhand knot is something you probably already know how to do. You just didn't know the name of it. To tie an overhand knot, you're going to simply take a rope and you're going to make a cross. Take the tail, wrap it around through the hole, and pull it tight. When you tie your knots, I want to make sure that you have 2 to 3 finger distance minimum for the tail. If you allow the tail to get too short and you're pulling the rope tight, sometimes that tail is going to pop through and you'll lose your knot. So on this rope, I've got a 3 finger distance, and that is your overhand knot. As far as applications for an overhand knot, sometimes you're going to pass a rope through an item and you want a knot to keep the rope from slipping back out. This would be a stopper knot application. Crossover, bring the tail through, 2 to 3 finger distance, and your overhand knot will then allow you to pull on that cord without having the rope slip through. That's an overhand knot used as a stopper knot. Another application for an overhand knot is when you have a rope like this that's all frayed at the end because it wasn't tied or taped. If you want to save this rope from unraveling any further, tie an overhand knot in it. Cross it over, push the tail through, and what will happen here is the knot will keep it from unraveling past the knot. One other application for the overhand knot is when you have a piece of rope you want to hang on to. If you're pulling hard, your hands might slip off the rope. An overhand knot provides you a grip so that you can hang on tighter. An overhand knot can be used to join 2 pieces of rope. Here I have 2 pieces of paracord, different colors. Now what I'm going to do is the same overhand knot. I'm just going to make both ropes travel together. So make your cross, bring both tails through, pull it tight. Make sure you have at least 2 to 3 finger distance for your tails. And now you have 2 ropes that are fastened together. So that's your basic overhand knot. There's another application for an overhand knot that often comes in handy. Sometimes you have a piece of rope and you want a loop on the end of it. You can use an overhand knot to tie that loop. So what you're going to do, similar to having 2 different pieces of rope, we have 1 piece of rope that's going down and coming back. Take both of those strands, crisscross them. So now we're working double. Take the tip, push it through. Remember, 2 to 3 finger distance for your tail so the tail doesn't fall through. This is a nice loop for pulling, for hanging. Yeah, I'm not sure what you'll use it for, but that's a nice way to put a loop in the end of a rope. Sometimes you need a loop exactly in the middle of a section of string or rope. To get a loop exactly in the middle, first thing you want to do is you want to match up your ends. Slide your fingers down so that you mark the middle of your rope. Then, holding that as the center, make your circle, make your crisscross, and then pass the tip back through. That's an overhand knot. Let's see how I did. Did it match up? Matched up pretty good. Okay, so this loop is exactly halfway, exactly in the middle between those ends. So that's your overhand knot. I think you'll get plenty of use out of this knot. And I'd like you to work on them right now. Practice some overhand knots on the end of a rope and practice some loops. And happy knot tying, and I'll see you next time.